So 1.3, we're talking about engineering education. This is so important. I think one of the most important topic, even though it's not really as heavy as any other subtopics, but it's actually very relevant for you to understand, to know. Okay, so these are the learning outcomes. So first of all, this is a part of CLO 1. This will be going to be tested in your UPS. Describe the types of accredited engineering and engineering technology programs in Malaysia. So we're going to look at three two programs that are accredited by engineering program in Malaysia. So the first one is BEng, Bachelor of Engineering, and the second one is Bachelor of Engineering Technology, BEng Tech. Okay, and this is so the second learning outcome, which is distinguish the various prospect of engineers. So what are the prospect of engineers? Okay, so I just want to highlight here, and the keyword here is the prospect. Okay, previously we looked at roles and function, which is the question can ask you state role and function of engineering team, where we have engineers, we have engineering technologists, and then we have scientists. Okay, so those are roles and functions of engineering teams. Okay, when the next part is discipline, the next keyword is discipline. Okay, disciplines. If the question use the keyword discipline, describe or explain two disciplines. Okay, so disciplines mean like civil engineering, mechanical engineering. That is the main one, and then subdiscipline is those, and subdiscipline is any disciplines, subdisciplines under the main disciplines. Okay, under civil engineering, as I said before, structural engineering, material engineering. Okay, so two keywords that we have looked in the previous subtopics, which is subtopic 1. In subtopic 1.3, we will be introduced to another keyword, prospect. Okay, why I'm telling you this? Okay, this is so important because based on my experience teaching students, students will tend to misinterpret the questions. The question are what are the question wants you to give the answer for, because they're confused with the keywords. Okay, the terms roles and functions, the disciplines, prospects. Because I can give you an example, like when students are asked, okay, state two prospect of engineers, and they explain, they share the answer, they give the answer for disciplines. They share the first prospect is civil engineering, civil engineer, and then mechanical engineer, which is wrong. That is wrong answer, because we really have to take note about the keyword. The keyword, because the keyword will play the biggest role to understand or to interpret the question correctly. Boleh faham tak? Okay, kalau awak tak faham term ni, dia akan kacau. You will have difficulty to understand questions. Okay, so even though you know all the things, you know about role and function, you know about discipline, you know about prospect, but if you don't understand the question, you misunderstand the question. If the question asks you to give disciplines and then you give prospect, or the question asks you to give role and function but you give prospect or you give disciplines, and then there is no point, even though you understand or even though you know the answer. Okay, so most importantly, you need to understand the keyword first. That's why I always highlighted the keyword. Okay, that's why I always highlighted the keywords. Okay, I know the video meeting is like kejap ada kejap tak ada. So anyhow lah, don't worry, I'm recording this video anyway. Okay, so these are the 5 prospects that we would like to look at. Is number 1, practicing engineer. Number 2, as engineering consultant. Number 3, engineering contractor. And number 4, lecturer, teacher or academician. And then last but not least, researcher. Okay, pardon, I don't know what is this happening. Okay. Right, types of accredited engineering and engineering technology programs in Malaysia. Okay, there are two Bachelor of Engineering BEng and Bachelor of Engineering Technologies BEng Tech. Okay, before we move on any further class, I would like to go back here. Okay, excuse me, I'm going to go back here. I'm going to change color so they can see my handwriting. Okay, so I want to highlight this part here. Accredited. Types of accredited. What to be accredited? Engineering and engineering technology programs. So these two here. This is the first bit, and this is second bit. I want you to very pay attention on these two things here. Okay, first of all, I have the feeling, I have a very strong feeling, most of you are quite, I mean, I don't know, getting confused. Accredited ni, mean you, like, what is actually accredited? What does it mean? I mean, what is the the translation of this word here? So accredited in Malay is diiktiraf, pengiktirafan, diiktiraf. Accreditation, pengiktirafan, accredited comes from the word credit. Who you want to give credit? You know, if you use people's song or use others video, you have to give credit. You use their post, their story, you have to give credit. So pengiktirafan, kita credit means that kita bagi iktiraf, siapa punya, siapa tuan punya. But in this case, accredited means diiktiraf. So what are those things yang kita nak iktiraf? Okay, that's the first question. What are the things that we need to be accredited? Apa yang perlu diiktiraf? So these are the two things, engineering and engineering technology programs. So program ni mesti re-accredited. Okay, the next question come, who give the accreditation? If you want to become an engineer in Malaysia, okay, this is you. You want to become engineer, let's say civil engineer. Okay, we know that I have mentioned before, okay, because we have introduced you to BEM, you must register with BEM. Okay, alright, you must register with BEM as engineer. But as I said, okay, but as I also have mentioned before, to be registered with BEM, you must meet certain criteria. One of them is you need degree in engineering program or in engineering technology. Okay, BEng ataupun BEng Tech. So if you want to register as BEM as graduate engineer so that you can work as engineer in Malaysia, you need degree in engineering or in engineering technology. Okay, but the thing is, you can just like go to any university, the easy one, or you can just fake the degree certificate and so on. Okay, so how BEM take control of this, manage this issue, this potential, manage the risk, because people boleh fake ataupun pada universiti yang tak bagus. So macam mana dia buat? So BEM is actually working with another body named as EAC, BEM Board of Engineers Malaysia, EAC Engineering, okay, accreditation, okay, council. Alright, council. So engineering accreditation is actually the one of Malaysia agency, professional body. What they do? Okay, if BEM accredit or BEM allow or acknowledge people yang ada degree untuk bekerja sebagai engineer, EAC work as this EAC, they will dipanggil oversee, okay, memantau, memastikan, oversee program-program engineering, degree-degree yang dekat Malaysia ni. Kita ada universiti kat mana? Kita ada Universiti Malaya, Universiti Teknologi Malaysia, Universiti Teknologi Mara, kita ada UTHM, kita ada we have UKM. So we have so many universities that offer engineering program. Okay, but EAC will accredit either the engineering program is it good enough, or is suitable for student, so that after they complete their degree in that university, in the program they offer, okay, you can proceed for an engineering career. So EAC dia tak ada kaitan dengan kita. Don't worry, EAC doesn't assess us. Dia tak menilai kita sebagai individu. But what they do, they will assess the university. University tu yang create program kan. Ada program civil engineering, mechanical engineering. Macam kami ni ada civil, mechanical tu kan. Tapi kita tak bawa, we are not under EAC lah. But university level, degree level, EAC will take charge, and they will oversee, they will supervise, monitor and control whatsoever, and then they will give requirement lah untuk university, for the university to follow all the requirements, and then provide us with the program. Boleh faham So engineering, accredited engineering technology program ni in Malaysia ni maknanya yang diiktiraf oleh siapa? Oleh EAC. Is approved, accredited by EAC. Okay, yang mana yang diiktiraf oleh EAC, then BAM akan iktiraf. Okay, so again, I have a question for you to answer right now. Anyone can answer, please. So if I have this university, let's say uni A, I say A. So uni A offer civil engineering program, degree lah, engineering degree. Okay, but so you study there, but once you completed, and then you realize that this program here does not recognized by EAC, tak layak, tak diiktiraf oleh EAC, and then you nak register dengan BAM. Okay, my question is, what do you think will happen? Any taker? Anyone, please? Don't leave me hanging.
I don't know what is the answer.
You don't know, or you don't understand?
I understand, but I don't know what is the solution.
Okay, the question is simple. Do you think BAM will accept you or not?
Not so.
Because? Because? Come again? I cannot hear you clearly. Can anyone tell me why BM will not accept you?
Not accredited by EAC.
Alright, that's good. Then you can see the flow. Simple je class. This is not rocket science. This is just simple things. Non-engineering punya knowledge. Very simple. Just life, our daily life. Okay, dah kau buat degree yang program tak didraft oleh EAC. Aku tak boleh itiraf macam itulah. So BM will say that, sorry, our requirement say that you must have a degree in engineering program. Even though you have a degree but it's not accredited by EAC, then I will not, we cannot allow you to register with us. We will not let your registration. We cannot accept your registration. Okay, we cannot accept your registration. So that is BM punya kerja lah. Yeah, I know. Dia somehow ni kan. I'm just gonna speak anyway because I'm recording. So nanti aku boleh tengok balik lah. Tapi ada part yang penting saya akan ulang balik. Okay, anyhow. So what about you this time? What do you need to do? 4 years degree. 4 years degree, and then suddenly you cannot work as engineer in Malaysia because you are not recognized by BM because of your degree program is not recognized by EAC. So what are you going to do? Alright, I'm not expecting you to answer that question. I just want to spark the question in your mind. So hold on to that question because that will be covered in 1.4, chapter 1.4. Okay, so now you understand inilah maksudnya engineering and technology program yang accredited in Malaysia. So we're going to look at those things. So we're going to start with looking at Bachelor of Engineering, BEng. So what is actually BEng? Okay, first of all, you undergo academic training to be an engineer. So again, I repeat, BEng is actually is academic training. Sorry, I like it. Academic training. For whom? For anyone who want to be engineer. And then you're going to learn a lot of theory and knowledge and a fair amount of design. Okay, theory and then design. These are the ratio. You learn theory 80%, and then you learn skills 20%, like AutoCAD skills, using software skills, and then teamwork skill, and all of those skills, and then the rest are theory. You require higher level of mathematics, multiple semester calculus, and calculus based on theoretical science courses. So basically, at this point, telling you is what is this point telling us is that you're going to sit or you're going to learn a lot of applied maths, the mathematics that you're going to apply that related to engineering field. So which engineering field? The one that you choose lah, which field. Okay. They often pursue entry-level work involving conceptual design or research and development. So you're going to do a little bit of conceptual design. This is one point here, and then you're going to do research and development. This is two things here. So what is actually conceptual design? What is research and development? These are two separate things that students will normally do in their BEng level. So conceptual design, this is that imagine that you are engineer, you are tasked to design a building. So okay, you are tasked to design a building, of course. Okay, but that one is for you as engineer. So you have to make detailed design. Okay, before you can get detailed design, you have to start with conceptual design. So at your degree level, BEng level, you're gonna starting by making conceptual design. It is less detailed, much easier, quite interesting as well. Okay, and then you're gonna do R&D. So you have to make research. This one you will know as it will be known as FYP. You might have heard before. Not for your page, not for your page TikTok. FYP is actually final year project. So that's why that is when you're gonna have to do R&D. Okay, you have to make a research report and so on. Okay. Alright, now let's look at Bachelor of Technology in general. So BEng Tech. Okay, I'm gonna use the abbreviation BEng Tech. Is focused on application and implementation. Now you can see the difference. So you can see here the difference. This one is more about application implementation. 60% of engineering theories, which for BEng 80%, and 40% hands-on application. So where in BEng 20%. Okay, what they do? Okay, this is for you to prepare you to work as a connection between engineer and technologies. Alright, curriculums typically focus on algebra, trigonometry, applied calculus, and other courses that are more practical than theoretical in nature. So these are BEng Tech and BEng Tech and BEng. So you can see this is difference. Ini dah summarizekan dia dalam bentuk table. So again, class, if the question asks you like compare, the question asks compare between, give differentiation between, what are the difference between, what are the similarities between. So if you have you face that kind of question, please use table like this one. It will make things much easier for you to answer. Okay, so this one learn a lot of theory. Okay, you can I've just explained before. 80%, 20%, 60%, 40%. Graduates breadth knowledge. Okay, this one graduate to others design. Okay, so you can read this one later on. All right. So do you have any question about BEng and BEng Tech? Okay, class. Any question BEng and BEng Tech?
Sir,
Yes.
BEng ni dia lebih pada more teori lah. Dia macam just createkan graduate. Macam tu ke macam mana?
Yes, it's more focused on theory, but not totally only theories. If talking about civil engineering, so BEng Tech, they will know civil engineering, known as BEng Tech. There is no BEng Tech in civil engineering. But BEng, we have BEng in civil engineering. So in civil engineering, of course, you're going to learn a lot of theories. You learn about geotechnical engineering. You're talking about water treatment system. We're talking about structural engineering, multi-story designs, analysis and design. Okay, so you're going to learn a lot of theories, but there are also times during your degree level, you have to go to site if you, okay, I think most of us studied civil engineering at your school level. You ada buat ni surveying. Itu antara skills yang bukan teori. Maknanya you kena buat lah ukur tu. You belajar teori dia, tapi you buat juga kerja ukur ni. That is simple lah, simple one. But if you talking about bigger one, like kalau kat matrik nanti, SEM 2 nanti kita akan buat bancuh-bancuh konkrit, kita akan test konkrit, kita akan test steel. So there are more skills lah. But we got to know, to understand why they work like that. Okay. But bachelor BNSTEC, okay, I'm gonna allow you a bit of our time today, after this, to make your own research and look at what other BNSTEC offer. Okay, as I said before, like precision engineering, apa lagi ada lagi, mechatronic is actually a part of BNSTEC, somehow. Okay, robotic BNSTEC. Okay, alright. So dia lebih mendalam dan tertumpu pada satu perkara. Macam civil engineering, we have to work with everything. We're talking about the structure, we're talking about the infrastructure. Okay, semua dalam tu. Cuma dalam BNSTEC mungkin dia fokus pada satu kriteria saja. Okay, so that's why it's more application. Okay, anything else? Yep. If you have any question, please raise your hand. You can click on the top side here. You can click your hand or give a notification. I'm not sure you can access that or not. I'm not quite sure.
Sir.
Yeah.
When we have a bachelor engineering, we can get many work about the civil, like quality surveyor.
Okay, I'm talking about after you complete the degree, correct? Okay, so after you complete the degree under civil engineering, okay, you have a lot of prospect. Okay, we're going to look at prospect later on, under civil engineering. Okay, where you can work, but of course, under the civil engineering itself, there are a lot of sub-disciplines. As I said, kita ada structure engineer, kita ada material engineer, kita ada water treatment engineer, kita ada water sewerage treatment engineer. So there are plenty of room to apply for work after your degree level. But again, even though we have a lot of fields under civil engineering, sub-discipline under civil engineering that we can go to, but again, everything goes back to our economy or the world economy. Okay, before pandemic, before COVID-19, civil engineering is one of the highest demanded career prospect in 2019, 2018, something like that. Because at the time, Malaysia are having two project, yang the biggest project lah. Okay, number one, the MRT one. You may have heard about this before, MRT. Kita ada MRT phase 1, phase 2, phase 3. About to do is phase 3. Sekarang stop lah kejap. And then there's another one, you pernah dengar ECRL. ECRL is the highway. So dia nak buat highway. Ada dua highway yang Malaysia nak buat sekarang ni, yang tengah buat actually. Satu yang antara Sabah ke Sarawak tu. Okay, ada dia buat tu sekarang ni. Sekarang ni tengah jalan. So sekarang ni if you look at job street or you look at job application, you can see there's a lot of work for civil engineer under infrastructure ni. Kerja kat Sabah Sarawak ni. Banyak offer kalau you nak lah. Kalau ni. So banyak sekarang ni tengah demand lah untuk dalam kini. Tapi banyak yang dah kurang dah sebab MCO ni. Because they cannot travel. Because civil engineer, most of us need to work on site, bekerja dekat site. So kena bergerak. So itu menjadi penghalang lah bila MCO ni. And then kat Malaysia pun, kat belah Semenanjung pun tengah berurusan dengan ECRL tu, East Coast Highway ni. So peluang banyak, tapi again it depends on the current economy. This apply for any, not just engineering, in any field in the world, any prospect, any career in the world. Okay, it depends on the country's economy lah. Okay, alright. So if there is no, please interrupt me if you have any question. And then we're gonna go quickly look at prospect of engineers. So there are 5 prospect. Again, I highlight here. I would like to highlight here. The keyword is actually the prospect of engineers. So you can become practicing engineer. You can become engineering consultant. You become engineering contractor. you can become engineering lecturer, and then you can become engineering as researcher. Okay, okay. Because we are studying civil engineering one, so I want you to to think about civil engineering. Okay, you're going to imagine civil engineering. So as civil engineer, you can work as practicing engineer, you can work as engineering consultant, you can work as engineering contractor, you can work as lecturer, you can work as researcher. These are the prospect that you can have. Okay, in general, but actually they are much deeper than this one. There are much more than these five, but these are the main one. Okay, let's look what they do. So what is practice engineer? Person that has qualification engineering degree and practice engineering work in consultant services, contracting services, engineering asset management, authorities, national utility company. Alright. So practice engineer is in general. Everybody that work as civil engineer practice civil engineering. In the case of civil engineering lah, saya bagi contoh. It can be mechanical engineering, can be electrical, it can be chemical, whatsoever. But I'm taking civil engineer as an example. So anything. Okay. I give you an example of the things that kita mungkin tak berapa nampak. We might have take for granted this thing. Okay, let's look at this. Okay, if I say consultant services, nanti akan tahulah mungkin adalah yang benda saya kena explain tadi. Contracting services, engineering services, this anything engineering. But if you look at this one, authorities, pihak berkuasa, ada ke engineer pihak berkuasa? Pihak berkuasa perlu tak engineer? This is another question that you need to ask. Ada kan? So ni benda yang kita tak nampak. We think that tak ada pun. That's why we think we most of us will assume that there is not much work as engineer. There are not much prospect as engineer. Beside yang kita nampak yang biasanya lah. Okay, there are actually authorities. I love to highlight authorities because when I was working as engineer, I work as with a consultant services company as a consultant engineer or design engineer with civil engineering punya ni lah background. Okay, I have to submit my report to get what we call I wouldn't say accreditation, kelulusan. Ni kelulusan apa in English?
Approvement. Approvement.
Yes, thank you. Approvement lah. Okay, approval lah from authorities such as so what I have to do, I have design, I have made calculation, and then I have to bring the calculation, the drawing, everything that I have done to this authority, and then this authority will check my design. Does it align with their requirements? Okay, they are going to assess, and then if everything is okay, they're gonna give the sign and then the chop as approval. Okay, so one of them okay, that's quite long. Okay, one of them within the authorities, one of them is yang saya kena pergi lah bomber. You will be surprised. And to my surprise as well, because I was just completed my degree and then I was working as engineer. I am just graduate engineer. I don't know much. And then I have to go to bomber and then I have to submit my report. Alright, so I'm gonna go back here. So one of the authorities yang saya pergi untuk hantar saya punya drawing, calculation and so on, so they can check either my project or my design or my company design follow the underlying requirements, safety requirement. So these people in the bomber, and then it catch me into surprise because saya tak pernah terfikir pun kenapa nak kena pergi bomber, apa kaitan. Saya ingat bomber ni pada api je. So basically as engineer I have to go there and I have to submit the drawing and so on, and they check and then they give me approval. So my question is, who give the approval? Who's within that bomber? Which officer yang bagi saya yang luluskan dokumen-dokumen tu? Yang saya pergi tu kan saya seorang je, ramai lagi, banyak projek lain, ramai orang beratur. Who do you think they are? Tahu tak? Tak tahu So Bomber actually they also have their own engineer, but tak banyak lah, because normally kalau diorang tak ada, diorang kan. Class, are you here?
Ya, ya,
Yes.
ya.
Okay, okay,
Yes.
alright. It's quite suddenly we got the creak sound, so it's worried me. Okay, so we have officer berpangkat IR dalam bomber, and then it caused me into surprise lah. Ada engineer and then but they say there are not many of them. Okay, but at the end of the day, they will liaise with JKR. So orang-orang ni lah yang akan bincang lah. So but that is within bomber. And then I thought bomber only. Polis pun sama juga. Especially kalau you buka sekolah, you design sekolah, perumahan, polis pun ada approval. And then yang paling penting sekali sebenarnya ialah majlis pemandaran ke, daerah ke. So everything yang sini lah. Ada lagi satu lagi iaitu Jabatan Peparitan dan Saliran. Ada so many things, so many authorities sebenarnya. Yang mana if you question back, siapa yang dalam diorang ni? Who's within them? Giving the approval. They must have knowledge in engineering. So what do you think? They are engineers. So they are engineers in authorities. Don't be surprised about that. So itu antara peluang-peluang yang ada lah. So what are their role? Design. So always the keyword go back to design in order to meet safety, reliability, environmental, cost, operation and maintenance objective. Realize product, create, operate, sustain complex system. So you can read this. So basically they design to achieve some objective they want. If they're talking about civil engineer, we have to design building, we have define design structure, and then we at the end of the day we have to make things realize. We have to realize them, not just design and then dah saya dah design dah siap. Tak, design and then you have to make that realize. You kena bina lah dia. Okay, which reliability, selamat segi environmental, okay, cost yang sesuai. Okay, operational yang baik, boleh digunakan, boleh beroperasi dan boleh di maintain lah. Alright. So that kind of thing lah. Itu yang boleh baca nanti. Alright. So consulting engineering, consulting. Okay, this one practice engineer is more general. So now we're talking about more specifically consulting engineers. So consulting engineers, these are the people. Kalau you nak cari company, you tanya dulu lah, ini company consulting ke, consultation ke, ataupun company contractor. So consultation ataupun consulting engineers, these people dia akan buat apa? Dia orang ni lah yang akan, okay, inilah manusia-manusia yang akan buat design, yang akan buat calculation, yang akan buat drawings, okay, yang akan buat buat permohonan, buat reports. Okay, so these people lah. So this is what if you notice, or you might not notice lah. Okay, but those people yang study dekat degree level, sebenarnya you prepare yourself to be a consultant engineers. That's why you belajar teori dan sebagainya, so you can become consultant engineer. So consultant engineer ni akan banyak guna software bina, kursus-kursus lukis, okay, grafik software. Okay, kalau macam design punya software, kita ada Step Pro, kita ada ETABS, kita ada Beams. Okay, tu awak tak belajar dalam matrik. Okay, degree level mungkin. Alright, so their function is to design and building infrastructure which is vital to social, economic, and environmental quality of life. Within a consulting engineering project are usually carried out by teams that are comprised of a variety of profession and discipline in addition to engineers and technologists, but the team leader is usually professional engineer. Yeah, so my boss is IR, but actually in our company kita ada 4 orang IR. Dalam masa saya kerja tu lah, syarikat saya tak besar, it's very small company, small one. So kita dapat kerja-kerja yang job yang kecil-kecil lah. Okay, buat taman perumahan, buat bangunan hotel lah sikit-sikit, buat power plant. So that is for civil engineering itu kecil lah. Mungkin orang kata besar lah tu sir, but actually for civil engineering itu kecil lah. So kalau besar-besar apa ya, highway, mina bangunan yang besar-besar. Okay, so that is consulting engineers. Okay, but this one I would like to highlight this one. These are the key works. Okay, pardon me, my son is crying, baru bangun tidur. Anyway, this is what actually consulting engineers do lah. Communicate. So we communicate with clients, communicate with with the mostly with clients, but ada lagi stakeholders yang lain. Stakeholders tu maknanya yang pekerja-pekerja lain. Kita bekerja dengan architect, kita bekerja dengan contractor, kita bekerja dengan quantity surveyor, kita bekerja banyak lah. So we are like the middleman. That way communicate. Okay. Basically we make sure that all the design kita create and then dibuat dengan mengikut design kita. Itu consulting engineers. Okay. Now we look at contractor. Alright, you might have heard contractor before, but mostly contractor, if you look at your school before, awak pernah tengok cleaner ke, awak tengok pengawal ke, diorang sebenarnya datang pada contractor. Bukan diorang, tapi diorang company contractor yang ambil kontrak, menyediakan perkhidmatan, provide the service keselamatan safety punya officer ataupun kebersihan. So this contractor company akan ambil job tu dan sediakan pekerja-pekerja lah. Tu dia kontraktor yang biasanya. Tapi within engineering, dia ada kontraktor yang memang engineer punya kontraktor. So ini siapa company-company yang buat. Okay, dia mungkin tak, they might be not the consultant, maknanya yang design, yang buat calculation. They're not the one that make those. Tapi apa dia orang buat, dia orang bekerja dengan consultant. Contractor work with the consultant. They take the design, they take the drawings and then they realize it. Within the planned time lah, waktu yang diberikan, waktu yang dirancang. Okay, dengan kos yang dirancang juga, kos yang diberikan, dengan material. So dia orang ikut lah. So dia orang pastikan benda tu siap je. So you might think senang je contractor, but no, it's not really that easy. Okay, I give you an example. If you work at a high rise, saya tak pernah bekerja yang high rise. I mean that I have to go to high rise level. Okay, but it's not easy. Trust me. I'm not sure lah, mungkin awak ada pengalaman ke. But if you have this opportunity, you boleh try lah tengok construction ke. Kalau you dapat peluang masuk sekali, you try lah tanya, boleh tak saya naik. And then you will be surprised. Naik satu hal, tapi nak bekerja dekat tempat yang sangat tinggi itu satu hal. So kereta it looks easy, but it's not easy. We're talking about safety. Okay, if not a fall of person, it can be a fall of equipment. Jatuh ke atas, jatuh ke orang. So those things yang kena berhati-hati. So contractor ni bukan kerja untuk siapkan je, tapi kena sampai dengan selamat. It must be within the budget, within the time, and there are so many constraints yang orang kena ikut lah. So this engineer that work joint company that has engineering contract, either receiving the contract from government or private company. Okay, to implement the specific scope of work and responsible for completing the work within the terms, as I said, within the terms, constraint yang saya sebut tadi tu, times, budget, material apa, or any additional works. Okay, responsible for obtaining permits. So engineer contractor ni bukan saja dia kena siapkan, dia kena pastikan dia lulus, approved by JKR, approved by other authorities, yang kerja mereka ni selamat dan boleh digunakan. Okay, just imagine like the mall that you have been to before. Who do you think, how many approval perlu, stage approval untuk dia siap? Banyak. That's why you can feel safe. You are guaranteed about the safety, of course lah, not 100%. Tapi it can still be guaranteed with many people, with government and with authorities, because there are so many approval at the stage of consultant, and then now contractor pun kena ada permit juga dan menunjukkan yang dia boleh siap kan, boleh buat binaan yang selamat dan sebagainya. So how to achieve this permit? So pertama sekali contractor tu, ni saya bagi contoh lah, nak tunjukkan contractor is not something yang lekeh lah. So one of example, so contractor must, first of all, must have, okay, training, must have proper training. So after your degree level, awak kerja kan, awak jangan terkejut, bos hantar awak kursus. So there will be so many kursus yang awak kena attend, antaranya dengan CIDB. Ini yang biasa lah, famous CIDB. Ada kita. Okay lah, kat sini contoh do you know what is scaffolding, class? Do you know what is scaffolding?
No.
Anyone who knows scaffolding? Hello Okay, but I'm sure you have seen it, cuma tak tahu nama dia je. Okay, kalau you tengok bangunan-bangunan yang tengah bina, yang tinggi-tinggi, dekat keliling dia tu ada macam batang besi. Kalau cerita kungfu tu diguna, kalau cerita Cina tu diguna buluh, orang panjat tu. Tahu ke? Boleh bayangkan tak?
Tak macam boleh.
Oh, function dia.
Okay, sekejap. Sekejap. Kita ada internet kan? Kita tunjuk terus. Building scarf. Nak tengok tak?
Pernah.
So yang kekal
Pernah.
ni, yang orang panjat-panjat ni kan, ini kita namakan scaffolding. Okay. Siapa yang pernah panjat ataupun pernah cuba panjat benda ni?
Tak pernah, tapi ada keinginan lah.
Tak pernah.
Ada yang kecil, sir.
Okay. Alright. So
Rasuk juga.
rasuk. Ni lah yang besi-besi ni, panjat-panjat ni.
Scaffolding.
Scaffolding. Sekejap gambar ni ada tak? Internet tak laju lah, stress saya. Kacau tu. Tak apalah, saya zoom lah. Ni lah, yang orang panjat ni. Nampak? Nampak tak?
Nampak.
Okay. Alright.
Nampak.
So this thing here, okay lah, kalau dekat bawah tu awak faham lah, boleh angkat. Tapi saya tanya awak, macam mana dia pasang sampai ke tempat atas ni? Do you think it's easy or not? And then macam ni dia buka pula lepas ni. Okay, I'm not talking, you might think about 2 story, 3 story. Goes back, think back, kalau you pernah pergi KL ke sebagainya, you tengok bangunan tinggi-tinggi tengah bina tu. You nampak scaffolding ni, saya tahu you nampak. Siapa pasang tu? Does it not related to safety? Kalau jatuh ni, jatuh ke belakang, kena tiup angin ke? Ada orang jatuh ke dan sebagainya, atau besi ni tercabut ke? Ni semua guna skru ni. Cuba tengok connection dia ni kan. Connector ni guna apa? Connector ni guna apa je? Think about it. This one. Dia guna connector apa ni? Kan tak tercabut ke skru-skru ni? So these are the thing yang kita take for granted lah. Saya lah antaranya take for granted. Saya ingat kan sekejap Okay, so it's not easy lah. Okay, so I think time is up now, so I'm just gonna go very quickly to complete things. So lecture senang lah ni, awak boleh baca ni. Saya lah tu. Alright. So I share knowledge. I train future engineers. Has working experience. Yeah, I have that working experience. Pursue their own research. So I made some research as well. But mostly my research, I'm not like a researcher in engineering. I'm more researcher about teaching engineering. But so they are at university level, they are the lecturer memang buat research dalam bidang engineering tu lah. Tapi macam saya ni, saya anak ayam je, jadi kata orang level research pasal ni je lah. I made a game untuk pelajar main, untuk belajar kan, something like that. So many aim to have their research published. Okay, tu tak apa, tu boleh baca nanti. And last but not least, researcher, somehow almost like lecturer, because university lecturer, they are the researcher as well. They are not just like lecturer. But macam metrik dengan sekolah, mungkin pengajar, macam saya kalau panggil lecturer, still like cikgu lah. Meaning that I'm just teaching. My focus is, my main role is teaching. But at university level, the lecturer, the main role is researching. Mengajar tu sebenarnya dia punya side role sebenarnya. Okay, tak apa tu lah, tu tak tahu lah. So dia performing test, analysis and so on. Okay. Okay, so there are a lot of prospect in engineering field. Okay, I've given you 5 of them, but there are actually more.